husband has something he wants to tell you.
A story. So, the other night, we were sitting around the campfire when we completely burned our delicious muffin. When we pondered our mistakes, we looked at each other and knew it would have tasted so much better had you pressed the like button. But that does not mean the muffin was perfect. We knew it took more to rid the chocolate of its defect. And that's when it dawned on us, had we been more prepared, we could have told you it tastes even much better when this video gets shared. We tried cooking the muffin again. We watched it start to brown. When we got anxious, tipped it over and spilt it on the ground. As we sat there, we asked ourselves how this happened again. Seriously, who does that? Maybe we should have asked our friend. That's when it hit us like a bolt of lightning. So we're breaking the fourth wall to ask you kindly. The final ingredient is a gentle tease. Help us cook this muffin by leaving a comment, please. What's up, everybody? We are out at Hanson Hills Campground, and we have a fun weekend as we're still making sure things are set up right.
Oh, don't go on that crap. I need to get the steaks.
Yep, we have a lot going on this weekend. It should be a good time. We have the Bob Ross, which we're taking out for the first time in about 6 months.
More than that.
More than that. First time that we've taken it camping in about a year.
Yeah, Jade and I lived in it. Jade and I lived in it for, oh my gosh, about 170 some odd days. While she went through her bone marrow transplant. The dog's trying to get your food, buddy. So we received a bottle of wine from one of our friends, B-Rad, and we decided to save it, take it out into a campground and enjoy it together. So I'll see you in about 25-30 minutes when he gets the cork out. You're doing good, honey. Almost there. Yeah. With sound effects.
We have wine.
We have wine.
All right.
What were you saying, Josh?
Man, wine and ravioli, the perfect dinner to kick off our first weekend of camping.
It is, yes, camping 2021.
Like, I can't even express to you how excited I am for this weekend. Like, you know, over the last few months, I've really become just so excited over something as simple as campfire cooking.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I made it a goal to not use a single microwave or a single can of propane, and all the food that we cook this weekend is going to be over campfire.
Okay, you heard him, folks.
Even if it's going to rain, as long as there's no lightning coming to strike down upon me, I will cook that food.
Okay.
Cheers to that.
You heard him. You heard him. Now, you know, if there's lightning, I'm going to be on the bus. But I'll film through the window.
That sounds good to me.
All right, babe. Okay, story time. When was the first time you can remember going camping?
So, the first time I remember going, the first time I went camping, I don't have a lot of memory of. Some history here. My mom, her family, used to own, or was the founder of, the original RV family that owned the Munson RV brand. And they would RV around the United States and do these weekend warrior adventures where they would have about 50 RVers, and they would travel all over the place. So my mom was all into camping, from a young age. And one of the last times that we went camping when I was a kid, being that this was the first real memory I have of camping, I apparently broke an oil lantern on my arm, and it caused third-degree burns
Oh my God.
up my arm. And it was really bad to the point where I don't remember a lot of that night, and Mom wouldn't take me camping anymore after that because of how rambunctious and irresponsible I was.
Wow.
So that was the first time I went camping. The second time I went camping was with you.
Oh, lucky me. Lucky me.
So I was a very rambunctious camper apparently back in those days. When you're that young, you only remember selective things, and
Yeah, third-degree burn. I remember that.
yeah, my
Here.
mom used to tell me stories about it.
Oh my gosh. Let me show you something that's really kind of cool, guys. Hold on. Look at that sexy beast over there.
You mean right here?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. There she is. Just gonna give you a sneak peek. We'll feature the bus later on when we have like maybe a rainy day and we can go inside. So
Yeah, because we're outside right now. We want to
Yeah.
just enjoy it.
yeah, let's just keep walking.
Well, I could ask you the
Okay.
same thing.
Adult, being an adult. No, that's not true actually. I did go to camps when I was younger. I go to fine arts camps. But it was, fine arts camp. So it was in a building and you learn to dance and sing. And maybe I went to a camp maybe when I was little, but nothing that would spark a memory to say, oh yeah, this is where it came from. I just remember the conversation that I had when I was a brand new baby teacher. So about 25 years old. And I remember talking to my paraprofessional that was working in the classroom with me. And I just remember saying, I want to go camping. I think I'll really like it. And she was like, you're kidding, right? Like she said, let me tell you about camping. She said, so her husband took her camping. They bought a camper, took her camping with the kids. And she said, you know what happened? He ended up going fishing with the buddies all day. And I ended up cooking and cleaning fish and cooking for everybody and chasing after kids. And everybody had a good time but me. That was the last time I went camping. She said, I told him to sell that thing because when I go on vacation, I don't want to cook, I don't want to clean. And so from then on, we just did hotels. Which makes sense because there are a lot of people that are like, I don't want to make another bed and fix up another bathroom and another kitchen. But for me, there's this freedom about it. It was almost like it was ingrained. But there's this thing, and I don't know if you realize it or not, with being African American and, is it safe to go camping? I mean, there's all these things that people talk about. Sorry, Scotty. I'm like pulling the board off the leash. Sorry, kid. Sorry. That kind of scare you out of the woods and scare you out of the wilderness and stuff. But I'm like, I'm just too old. Like, I've lived a good life. You're just going to have to come get me. But what I have found is that people are genuinely so nice. Like, nicer than they are in real life.
Yep.
Because everybody, for the most part, is here for the same reason. And that is just to relax.
It's
relax.
It's a really healthy environment, And I think that's my favorite part about this community and the scenery is, you know, as much as I love the nature aspect of it, but I love even more the community.
Yes.
You know, the Renaissance community kind of gives me the same vibes. And
Right.
I like to always think that, you know, we are moving in a direction we're surrounding ourselves with good people. And this environment is really what we're aiming for.
Right. And the fact that, you know, nothing gets you closer than sitting in a 13-foot metal shed
Yep.
with a deck of cards and a dog.
Yep.
I mean, you know, so it's just another way of getting to know each other, I think.
Yep.
Right. And I will tell you, based off of the story that my paraprofessional told me, you think, who would want to do this? But I've been very fortunate that he's the cook in the family, so you know,
Yep.
I can be the sous chef, but I've tried to cook, but he won't let me.
Yeah, it's more like I'm the cook and I don't let anybody else cook.
Right, he just won't let me. But that works for us.
Unless we're frying food.
Unless we're frying, yes. Then that because you heard his fire story, so we don't want to
Yeah.
do that again. So let's flip the camera around and take
Check
them
out some
for
more scenery.
Yeah, show them some more campers, maybe some scenery. Look at this.
Oh,
Yeah,
the USS Discovery.
that's called money, and we've reached the end of the trail, so we're gonna turn around.
Oh yeah, he's blocking the way.
Yeah, that's actually his parking spot, I think. I didn't know that until we turned the corner.
Yep.
These are beautiful RVs, though. You know.
Yeah.
And then there are campgrounds where you have to be a certain stature to camp there. You know, like you have to have an RV that's within 10 years of being purchased, or you cannot stay at their campground. You have to be, you can't be a homemade RV, you know, because there's a certain level that they want to attract, certain caliber of people they want to attract. And so this is how they get rid of you. Because it has to be new and it can't be homemade. But we don't really have those kind of issues because we stay at a lot of parks, state parks,
Yep.
and state parks don't really regulate like a private park would. He's looking at those. You were saying, honey?
Yeah, so, you know, it's really convenient that it's so close to this Renaissance Fair. A lot of people who go to this Renaissance Fair stay at this campground because of how close it is. So it's really convenient, you know, and on top of that, these guys make everything, so easy. Like, there are so many reservation rules at campgrounds nowadays. You know, you don't have a lot of campgrounds that you see where they just allow you to call, tell them that you're coming, and then when you get here, they'll let you choose your spot. You know, I mean, like, these guys they're really nice. We got to really choose our spots.
Our dog's all tangled around
Yep.
us. He's not following our lead. He's just making his own thing, and then we're just tripping over his leash. So you can tell who runs the family, actually.
Right. But anyways, you know,
Now,
then,
I think
yeah.
I'm just gonna throw this into the wilderness here, but part of the reason why we got to choose our spot though is because it was a slow week, and we got here early. Like, we got here on a Thursday, right?
Right.
But it might be different on a Saturday where you get here and you get the spot you get because that's all that's left.
Yeah, that's
right.
true.
So,
You know, and camping, especially state parks, they're booked so far out. You know,
especially after COVID, like,
right? You know, like
seriously.
we were booking earlier this year, and a lot of state parks a year out they were still booked. Now, don't get us wrong. That doesn't take away anything from the private parks,
right,
right? Like, that doesn't mean that this park is any less beautiful than any other park.
right.
I think the state parks are nationally recognized, and that's why they get booked more. In fact, I like private getaways like this because it's not so stressful to book these kind of campsites. And so that is why I absolutely recommend that you guys come out here. Not only that, but the year before, we came out here on Halloween.
I'm gonna pass you this because my hand's going crazy. There you go.
We came out here on Halloween, and let me tell you,
You're cutting your head off.
the Central Missouri Renaissance Fair runs on the third weekend of October. My head is completely in this picture.
I'm telling you, your head's gonna be cut off when you go to. That's why you see everybody walking like this. There's the rule. The rule is never shoot from up under.
You see my
shoot
you see my beautiful face?
Okay.
It's right there. See,
All
now I
right.
see your beautiful face too. See?
I don't want to be on camera. I don't want to be on camera.
Anyways, so now this campground on Halloween is completely packed.
Yes.
We got back from the Renaissance Fair around 6 to about 200 trick-or-treaters. This place was crazy packed. Yeah, we went from Renaissance drinking to handing out children's candy to all these kids. It was super fun. And, this is another one I recommend definitely during the Halloween season.
Yes.
Check.
And it's what?
Go ahead.
And it could be very difficult to book on Halloween. Oh, you can hear me. It could be very difficult to book on Halloween because, unbeknownst to us, Halloween is the second most packed holiday according to some of the campgrounds that we've been to. Keep the strawberry wine away from the man. Okay, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, because a lot of church groups and groups like that, they book the whole campsite for their church to have, like, instead of a Halloween, they have some kind of holy holiday of some sort that mimics Halloween, or Bible camp or something like that. So if you can get in on Halloween, get in on Halloween, because we really enjoyed it. And those same groups, we've never had anybody turn us away, and we were always allowed to pass out candy for trick-or-treaters. So it was really nice. It was like old-fashioned trick-or-treating.
Very much. It was super fun.
It was like all the kids came around, and it was nice. So I think we're gonna attempt to do it this year, but they told us to call back because they were booked already.
Because they're so booked.
They're booked already.
Yeah.
And we called a year in advance, and they said you have to call back. Because they're just booked with the church group. So if there's anything open, then they'll let us have whatever's open. So
now, right behind us is a really cool structure.
Yeah.
We're gonna tour that structure. There's 2 lakes? I didn't realize that there was 2 lakes.
I didn't think there were 2 lakes.
What?
I knew he had built one. I didn't know he had built another one.
Yeah.
There are 2 lakes.
Wow.
That's nice.
And this place is cool.
Yeah. I think they put on, like, they allow you to rent this as well, to put on your, look at the beams. Look at the beams up there. To put on, like, your events here.
Yeah.
I could see, like, a small wedding being really pretty here.
No kidding. Or like you and like a group of friends come out here and just hang out.
Hang out, sleep outside underneath the the deck, and you can have family reunions out here. This would be really nice, and it's got plugs and electricity, which I just noticed, which is super convenient. Yeah.
Wow.
I don't think this was as big the last time we came. I think they've
I don't
redone
remember
this
at all, actually.
They've redone this.
Wow. Really cool, guys.
little bougie camp dog there.
Yep.
Right.
Perfect for what we want to do.
Actually, he really is.
You know, and we didn't even go looking for him. He came to us.
He came to us.
And
Right.
that's why I feel like it was meant to be
He really was.
with this dog.
He really was. He was such a good dog. For us. He might be a nightmare for somebody else, but he's really good dog.
It's true. Like, you know, like there was a bit of training involved.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I feel like, you know, we understand each other now. AKA he won't pee in the living room anymore.
Right. Oops. Now there's this bridge. We're not going to attempt it. You get a certain age and you look at stuff like that and you go, man, wouldn't that be fun to try to go across that? And then you look at that and go, yeah, but do I want to extend my copay? Joshua? No. No. You're gonna ruin our 4-day weekend.
Okay.
You want to try it on the last day? Go for it.
Look at all this wood for later.
I know, right?
All right. So we're about to try something new. Bacon wrapped Oreos. So we've never done this before. This is a new test. We tried our first batch and it was way better than it had any right to be. And now it's our turn to share this amazingly random, simple campfire snack with you. Check it out. First, you get your campfire nice and hot. Good?
Yep.
All right, the next thing you're going to do is take your Oreo and wrap it in bacon. I know it's simple, but the simplest snacks are the best. Now for this next part, you really can do this however way you want, but I recommend this little tool right here that we use to cook hamburgers in. It's a nice little grate. It's perfect for this. You take your Oreos, set them in your trap here, just like this. You close your trap. And now you are ready to cook. So the key here is to not let it sit on any one side for too long. And I would also get yourself a glove because it gets really hot. You're going to want to make sure that you turn it to keep it from completely catching on fire. We have a little grill crate that goes over the top that helps regulate the heat coming off of these. But you don't want to let it cook too much because the Oreo will also melt through the bacon, I found out, which can be problematic. You also don't want to burn your bacon. If you cook it to just the right area, they blend to make this flavor that you always wish you knew about. It is out of this world.
It is good.
Our adventures over at Hanson Hills in Kingdom City.
Whoop whoop!
So, what are your initial thoughts?
I always enjoy going to Hanson Hills. It is in the heart of every place that we like to be, which, you know, in the area of Fulton and Columbia and Jeff City area. So if you live in that vicinity, there you go. It's worth the drive.
I mean, even if you're not living in that vicinity, when you're staying there, the convenience of there being a bunch of restaurants and a gas station like a couple miles down the road, you know, is just awesome. You know, and then the actual, you know, the place itself is beautiful. You know, in so many ways, it's nice, small, and contained.
Right.
And they're so nice. Mm-hmm. You know, the booking system I can't say enough about. You know, and so
it's a good old fashioned call and book.
Yeah, it really is. You know, and you know, one thing that we did mention in the video is, you pay $25 for firewood, and they bring you like a truckload of firewood.
That's a lot of firewood.
I've been to places where you spend like $25 and they give you like a few bundles of firewood, and you're like, okay, no, these guys hook you up.
Right.
Like we had to buy a fire burner the whole weekend.
Right.
So that was a huge thing they really appreciated about this place. If I had to say anything, because there's always going to be at least a little bit of criticism, is maybe their bathrooms can use a little bit of an upgrade, but definitely usable, in good enough condition. It really wasn't a huge problem at all. Any other thoughts on this?
No, I think my thoughts would be if you want to just go for a simple, rustic, outdoor experience that's, fairly inexpensive, for a few days, this would be where you would take the kids. It feels like it's in the middle of nowhere, but really it's super convenient and right off the highway.
Yeah, and so I would easily give this place a 3 to 3.5 stars out of 5. I would say officially 3.5 stars out of 5. We totally recommend it. So
right, and I think if the once the bathrooms are upgraded, I can see this being a solid 5 for those that just really want to take their family out, because it's super family friendly. And and they also have a pool.
They do.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, they do have a pool,
like a little wading pool for the kids.
Yep.
So again, hey,
lots of little things.
Yeah.
I will value convenience over anything else in a park, anytime. It also comes at the right price, and it's nice and consolidated.
Right.
And so that to me is what makes this place an absolute must visit at some point.
I think so. I think it's worth a visit. Honestly, I really do.
Yep.
I know we'll be back.
Yep, absolutely. So I think that's all we have for today.
I'm Tony.
I'm Josh, and this is Onward Barnes.
See ya.
We'll see you later.